Welcome to Be Intentional. I'm Oni Kirk, and we're glad that you've chosen to join us today. When you are praying in agreement and watching, it's very important that you believe. There's a story in Mark 5 where a woman who had an issue of blood for 12 years, her body was just bleeding. She had spent all of her money. She had been to all the physicians and tried everything naturally to get healed, but nothing had worked. Then she heard that Jesus was in the vicinity. So she went, and in her thoughts, she said, if I could but touch the hem of his garment, if I can just touch his clothes, I will be made whole. So she went, and there were multitudes of people around Jesus. And she touched the hem of his garment, and a virtue went out of him. Literally, he sensed the virtue leave his body. And he said, who has touched me? And the woman came forward and bowed herself in honoring Jesus. She says, I touched you. And he blessed her and said, woman, you are whole because you have believed. Whenever you go before the Lord, believe what you are asking of him. Always honor him. That's why Jesus taught us when he prayed, the first thing he said is, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. You honor the Father. And as you honor your Father and you believe what you're asking him, you will see him activate on your behalf. A dear sister and her family wanted to go on a missionary trip. It was going to cost right at $10,000. She prayed and she asked the Lord, and then she actually sent out some support letters. She mailed the letters on one day, and the very next day, she received a check in the mail for $10,000, exactly what she needed for her and her family to go on the missionary trip. You understand, your Father wants to perfect all that concerns you, but he needs you to believe, because without faith, we can do nothing. And without faith, we cannot please him. I want you to know your Heavenly Father is waiting on you to come before him and believe what he has told you. And don't ask amiss. When you ask amiss, you're asking out of desperation or fear or wondering if he's going to do it. When you ask him and you know he's your Father and he has told you to ask ask knowing that he is going to answer. This has been Papa O, encouraging you to only believe.